So let me be honest with you for a second. If you struggle to sell value, if your deal stall in finance, if the CFO shows up and suddenly everything slows down, it's not because your product is not good. You know where I'm coming from. It's because you haven't answered 6 questions for yourself. In this video, I'll walk you through the 6 questions you must ask yourself if you want your deals to survive finance, get approved by the CFO, and actually close. And it would just not be theory. I'll show you a concrete example on how to apply that so that you are able to close the deals you need to close. Because selling value is not about sounding smart. It's about making the decision easy for your client. So let's start with the first question. And this is where most deals quietly die. How do I translate product features into financial impact the CFO cares about? And that's a pretty tough one because we know that CFOs don't buy features. They fund economic change. So when a salesperson says, we automate this, we integrate that, we improve visibility, all the CFO hears is not innovation. He hears cost, complexity, and risk. So in a real call, I never start with a feature. I always start with what the CFO actually manages. It's money, it's time, and it's risk. So let me show you. Let's take a feature like automation. Instead of pitching it like, this is amazingly automated, I just ask one simple thing. What does this process cost you today? And now the conversation has shifted. Not because I talked more, but because I talked differently. I brought it to something that the CFO cares about. The next question is, what numbers should I ask for to build a credible business case? Because once you've made a shift, the next question becomes obvious. If I want this deal to survive finance, what numbers actually matter? And here's the mistake that most sellers make. They chase an ROI. I don't. What I chase are inputs, the numbers the CFO already trusts. So on a call, I would just say, I'm not here to impress you with a model. I just want to make sure that the inputs reflect reality. Let's talk about volumes, time, fully loaded cost, risk exposure. And if the inputs are right, the business case will sell itself. So then we need to walk the buyer through the ROI without a finance lecture. And this is where deals usually fall apart. Because the moment that sales thinks, now I explain an ROI, that's when the eyes glaze over. So I do the opposite. I never explain the ROI. I build it with them. I put one assumption on the screen and then I say, if this is wrong, we change it. The ROI is your ROI. That single sentence does more for trust than any spreadsheet ever will. Then we need to think about what is the simplest way to explain value to an executive. And let's talk about executives. Because they don't want detail, they want direction. So when I have 30 seconds, I use one simple flow. What's broken? What's it costing? And what changes if we fix it? That's it. If they want more, they will ask. If they don't, you've already won. Another fear of rep is, what do I do when a CFO challenges my assumptions? And that's a moment that most sellers dread. But I love it. Because when a CFO challenges your model, it means one thing. They're engaged. They're asking questions. They want to understand it. And so what I do, I lean in and I say, so which assumption feels off to you? And if they change the number, it's even perfect. Because now it's not my business case anymore. It's theirs. And so let's talk about a final thing. So what's the difference between a normal proposal and a CFO-ready one? And this brings us to the final question you should ask yourself. Am I sending a proposal or am I helping someone make a decision? A normal proposal explains your solution. A CFO-ready proposal explains the economics of saying yes and the risks of saying no. And that's the difference between reviewed and being approved. So if your deal dies in finance, it didn't die in finance. It died because you didn't answer the 6 questions early enough. So stop pitching features, start guiding decisions because value doesn't close deals, clarity does. So if you want to improve your sales game, just contact me and I'll be happy to help. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.